Muted.
Welcome everyone to today's webinar. This is Maria Semple of the Prospect Finder based in Bridgewater, New Jersey, and my website is theprospectfinder.com. Very rainy day here on the East Coast, Cinco de Mayo, so hopefully you are all settling in with a cup of tea, cup of coffee, maybe an early margarita to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. And anyway, I'm just really glad to have you here today. I will be sending out a link to this webinar to everyone, as well as the slide deck and a special offer for those of you who are able to join with us today. So why don't we go ahead and get started. Again, if you need to connect with me on social media or by email, you're going to get all the information afterward. And if any of you feel like tweeting, you can use the hashtag, which is kind of connected to the title of my book. The hashtag is Magnify Your Biz, and the book title is Magnify Your Business. And that book is available online, and it's got lots of tips, tools, and strategies to grow your business or your nonprofit. So today, what is engagement, online engagement? It can take place through so many different mediums, through social media, through email, and that word of mouth, that engagement is so important for your small business or your nonprofit organization today. I can't stress enough, if you're not doing some sort of online marketing to enhance what you're already doing with your in-person networking, as well as your hard copy marketing. Maybe you send out mailers, maybe you have events and shows that you exhibit at and you've got takeaways. You have to be able to stay engaged with these people on an ongoing basis. And the combination of email and social media marketing is going to really enhance your overall marketing efforts. Some of you who have attended some of my past seminars or webinars before may have heard me talking about this 1970s shampoo commercial. And you can find it on YouTube for any of you who are sort of looking for it and feeling nostalgic. But this was a commercial that I grew up watching a lot. And it had to do with someone who loved a certain shampoo so much that she would want to tell her two friends about it, and in turn they would tell two friends about it, and so on and so on. And before you knew it, your entire TV screen was filled with images of this woman all talking and telling two friends about it. And so for any of you who are curious, the commercial was for Fabergé Organics shampoo, and the commercial definitely is what you want to kind of keep in mind when you're thinking about your online strategies and the ability for other people to help you really do your marketing. When you think about it, they really become your digital ambassadors, your online marketing ambassadors. So if you just give people the right tools, whether that be on social media platforms or through email marketing, they're going to be able to share your products and services with others that they know who might really want to engage with your brand. So again, keep that word engagement in the back of your mind as we go through today. And times have definitely changed. We were all told growing up, don't trust strangers. But when you think about it, today we definitely trust strangers. We take the online social media advice that other shoppers are telling us about, and we're looking at online reviews, and we really are considering them really as trustworthy as personal recommendations. I mean, I know I never go to a new city without checking out what the hotel reviews are like, what the restaurant reviews are like before I decide to dine at that new location. So it is really important that you not only monitor what others are saying about you, but you are, I'm sure, looking at these online reviews as you're going about your shopping and dining and vacationing. So it is definitely something that is very important in today's overall market. By the way, if you want to keep in touch with what others are saying about you online, one of the sites, well actually two sites you may want to bookmark for yourself and maybe sign up for some alerts. One of them is Google. You can still do Google alerts, and I recommend that you set that up on the name of your company as well as your personal name to see what is being said about you online. And the other one is mention.com. Both of those are going to really monitor for you what's being said, and they're both free to use, and they will email you on a daily basis anytime either once a day or as it occurs when there is a mention of your name or your brand online. So you may want to go ahead and set that up for yourself just so you can keep tabs with what is being said about you and your brand. But the one thing that you all have as small and medium-sized businesses or nonprofits is that you have a valuable connection. You've got that one-on-one connection with people, and you want to take advantage of that as opposed to some of the larger brands that just don't really feel like they have that one-on-one connection. So take advantage of that. Make sure that you're building those relationships and building up on that engagement. So some of the ways that you're going to do that through social media, you're going to be thinking about not only expanding relationships, but overall brand awareness. And one of your overall goals in using social media should be to grow your email list. Your email list is extremely valuable. It is, when you want to think about, well, what is that value of the email list? I get asked this question a lot. You know, why should I bother growing a list? Why is it so valuable? I want you all to think about what is the average price point for your product or your service. Okay? Once you've kind of got that number solidified in your head for that average price point, think about how many people you currently have in your email database or in whatever database it is that you're using to kind of keep your customer and prospect information in. Now, multiply the two. Take that price point by the number of prospects and customers, and that is the value of your email list. So you should always be seeking to grow that list, but you should also be protecting that list as well. It is very valuable, so I would recommend that you don't share it or rent it to any other entities. It's something that you want to continually grow and you want to really protect. So when you're thinking about your marketing and setting up some of your overall goals, you want to think about who you're trying to reach, what is your target, and you really want to set some realistic numbers for yourselves. Don't make it such a stretch that it's going to be unattainable. So make it a stretch goal, but make it realistic. And then you want to put a time frame around it. When you're thinking about your overall goals, think about a time frame. Do you want to do something on a monthly basis and give yourself that challenge? Or are you better off with a quarterly goal? I even know some people that have weekly goals. That's not me, but that might be you. So you want to think about what is it that will work for you and something that you're going to be able to continually look back at and review in terms of reaching those goals. Let's talk about some of the online networks. So going from top to bottom, we've got Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, Snapchat, YouTube, and Periscope. So let's take these one by one and see which of these are best for different types of marketing efforts. So if you're really looking to do, that general networking, Facebook through Snapchat there, you can see can be used for those purposes. Some are really lent more toward photo sharing. Again, those same networks work really well to share photos. Videos, if they're already recorded videos, work well on a lot of these platforms. Now, the webinar that I'm recording today is going to be put on YouTube. Again, that's a type of recorded video. So for those of you who do offer any types of webinars, consider recording them as I'm doing today, and then put them on your own YouTube channel. One of the benefits of that is that YouTube is owned by Google. So it's going to help in your search engine optimization as well. So consider what can you do to add YouTube to the mix if you're not already there. And of course, there are some platforms that lend themselves to live video. Facebook Live, for example, that has been really successful for some people that I know who are really consistent about getting something out there on a weekly basis. Sometimes it's a little bit loose where they just decide they've got something they want to showcase and they'll do a live video feed. Other people are setting a specific date and time to be able to engage with their audience through a live Facebook feed. So if you're not already doing that, that might be something really great for you to add to the mix. So there are a lot of options for you to consider. And you want to think about making the most effective decisions. So I'm not proposing that you have to be on every single platform. Pick those platforms that are going to work the best. And I'm going to give you some ideas today on how to figure that out, especially if you're thinking about adding a new platform to your marketing mix. So you want to make the most effective decisions because we really all only have so many hours in a day or a week. And if you're doing your own marketing, as I do, I'm in your shoes. I have to do all of this myself. I want to make sure that I'm making the most effective use of my time. So there are definitely some tools that can help you do that. One of the things that you want to make sure that you do with any of your social media platforms is to take advantage of all of the information spots, right? So photos, all the information about your business in terms of location. You want to make sure that you're providing ways for people to get in touch with you, so your email, your phone number. If you have a physical place of business, make sure that address gets in there. You can change colors a little bit to match your website, so you've got that branding that's going for you. So make sure that you're really trying to replicate what you have going on your website and carry forth some of that branding as well onto your social media platforms. And of course, once you're there, you've got to invite people. You've got to announce your presence. Just because that social media platform is up doesn't mean somebody is necessarily going to find it. You've got to let people know that you're there. So how are you going to do that? Well, definitely through your email, right? So ask them to follow you. Put those email icons at the bottom of your email and let people know where they can connect with you. And you might share some special benefits and in letting them know. So for example, in this particular email for Olivia's Salon, it says that as a follower, you'll be the first to know about new products and promotions. And then they encourage them to connect today. So use your email even to let people know if you've even added maybe a new platform. So some of you might be doing some social media already and you're dipping your toe into a new platform. Once you've got some information up on that platform and you've got some great stuff to share, make sure that you announce that presence. Definitely on your website. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to a website for a business and I'm surprised to see that all of their social icons are not there. Someone will ask me to help them with their social media, and I'll take a look at what they already have going, and then through my conversations, I'll ask them why they don't have a YouTube channel, for example, because I have a feeling that that business might really benefit from YouTube. And they'll say to me, yeah, sure, we have a YouTube channel, and I'll say, really? It's not on your website. That could be because there's a disconnect. Maybe the person who created the website, or the website might have been created a year or two ago. You've added YouTube to the mix, and you just sort of forgot to go back to the webmaster and let them know that you've now got to add that YouTube icon to the website. Very often people will have their social media icons either at the bottom of the web page in the footer area or the header area. And what I mean by that is no matter what page of your website somebody lands on, that will be fixed. It will be somewhere either in the header or the footer. So pick a spot that works best for the layout of your website. This one for Lucy's Clothing happens to have it at the bottom, but really pick what works best and make sure that any place that your business is on social media is properly reflected. Also, if you have a blog, if you have a separate blog, make sure that your blog page is populated with the icons as well. One of the neat things that you can do is use your social media platforms to promote the other platforms that you're on. So for example, here you've got a Facebook page, and in this Facebook page for this company called All Backyard Fun, what they've done here is they've put a post up that says, check us out on Twitter. So they go ahead and they give the link directly to the Twitter platform. So for those of you who have trouble coming up with, well, what are some of the things I can do or say on social media? Well, why not? Once a week, just make sure that you're putting something up there to let people know that they can connect with you on some of the other social sites that you have for your business. So this is certainly something that will help add content and engagement to your site as well. Make sure you're seeking out your existing and your target audience. So try and find them on their social media platforms and start giving them a follow. Another thing that you can do is start monitoring what are some of your competitors doing. So make sure that you're monitoring what they have going on. So if you've got a competitor that you feel is really doing social media well, why not check out what they're doing? And maybe that'll give you some ideas. It might spur some ideas for what you might be able to add to the mix, or the type of content that they have that's getting a lot of engagement. One of the things, one of the questions that I get asked a lot is, Maria, we're getting some posts out there, and we're just not getting the engagement we want. We're not getting any likes. We're not getting any shares. We're not getting any comments on our Facebook posts, for example. Well, check out what some of your competitors are doing. Maybe you can just start putting some open-ended questions out there, right? Maybe you can start interjecting some fun humor out there. Do things that are going to be maybe a little bit more engaging, and see if that will help you as well. Tons of ideas, by the way, you can get right from Constant Contact has a great blog. It's blogs.constantcontact.com. Again, that's blogs.constantcontact.com. And I find that they come out with some really great ideas to make your social media more engaging. So check out that blog for some free ideas there. What can you do to make your content more shareable? Okay, as I was saying before, people are just trying to get more engagement. So you can definitely engage them with some useful tips, maybe some behind the scenes about your company, tips for using your products, 5 top tips for doing something, 10 top tips. Things like that are really great. And using that number, by the way, in the name of the post or the subject line of that social media or email marketing, that's going to be helpful for you as well to get some engagement. Again, you do want to make sure it's engaging. Take advantage of visuals, whether that be great visuals that you have because you've paid for those. You've taken the photos yourself at various events. Great visuals can be created through a site called Canva, CANVA.com. Canva is great for creating wonderful visuals, even with overlays of your own text. And make sure that it's something occasionally that will evoke some sort of emotion, right? So this is something that makes things shareable. So try thinking about some of these and interjecting some of this into the content that you're creating and sharing online. So images can be tied to every one of your social posts. Make sure that you are including links as well. So for example, in the second image that you see here for Jack's Backyard Barbecue, one of the things that they've done is they've taken on that one post where it says, come check out our latest offer, they've actually linked that to their latest email marketing. So make sure that you're using your email marketing efficiently and getting it out there into your social media channels as well. So for every email campaign that you send, it will create a static URL, just like you see there, and that in turn allows you to post it on your social media. In fact, you can connect your Constant Contact email marketing directly to LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter, for example, and as soon as that email marketing campaign is sent out, it can post simultaneously to your social sites, right through the social share, or you can have it delay. So, for example, you might decide that you want to have your email marketing go out at 10 a.m., but then you want to have your Facebook post go out in the evening because you can see from your insights on Facebook that that's when most people are going to be online in your audience, so you want to make sure that that post may go out in the evening. So just a little tip there for maybe staggering the time from your email send to the time you post it on some of your social sites. For any of you who have that visual of a before and after, make sure you're taking advantage of that. So get those pictures out there. Don't just leave them sitting on your mobile devices. Make sure that you're using them in your email marketing, in your social media marketing. It is probably one of the best things that you can be doing for your business if you have the ability to showcase real compelling before and after shots. Let's talk about keywords and hashtags for a moment. A lot of people get confused on what they're supposed to be doing with these and how to use them on social. So a hashtag, for example, is around a particular topic. Sometimes they're even used more often now with conferences or workshops that you attend. So they'll have a hashtag associated with it. So that means that you can go to the social site, check out that hashtag, do a search for it, and you can see what everyone else is saying about it. So people might be tweeting about something a keynote speaker just said. They might be tweeting about something they're hearing in another session. And it's an opportunity for you to see and hear what's happening at a particular event. So this is a really great way to use hashtags. Another thing that you want to think about is if you're just searching for a keyword, for example, if you're just searching for the word dogs here on Instagram, you can see that it's going to send you not only to hashtags that use the word dogs, but other brands or people who are on Instagram that have the word dogs in the name of their brand, okay, or in the name of their that social media platform that they're using, so their handle, the name that they're using on that platform. So again, the difference is more topic related versus if you're searching just for a keyword, it's going to bring up both the hashtags as well as the brands. So make sure you're sharing your content online through your website, through social media, as well as your email marketing, if you want to think about all of those prongs. Don't forget, as I said before, to repurpose your email content. Make sure that that wonderful email piece you sent out gets leveraged out into your social media, and it's really going to expand the number of people that see your email marketing, even if they're not on your email list. Of course, once they open it up in your Facebook, for example, they will have the opportunity right there to join your list. So it's a great list building tool as well. You can share other people's content. So between your target audience or similar businesses that might be complementary to yours, credible sources. So you don't have to come up with and create all of this content on your own. It's fine to share other people's content as long as you're giving them credit, which of course if you're sharing a link to their content, you're giving them full credit for it. And then you can give your own little spin, a little introductory sentence or two about that particular content that you're introducing. So it's perfectly fine to do this, and you'll become known as a trusted source of information as you do this. And content definitely matters, but what you want to do is this. You want to think about the 80-20 rule in life. You want to think about sharing 80% of the time valuable, interesting content, so that 20% of the time people are going to really allow that promotional type of content to come through. So you want to be careful that you're not always selling. You want to make sure that you're sharing great content, helpful tips, engaging content. Get known as that trusted source of information, especially if you are a service professional. You want to make sure that you're able to showcase your expertise, for example, and you do that through sharing valuable, interesting content 80% of the time. So when you've got something you want to promote, they will tolerate it about 20%. So that's the balance you want to think about. Don't forget that social media platforms also provide advertising opportunities for you, okay? So if you've got a little bit of a budget that you want to spend on social media, for example, Facebook, this is how it would work there. You would decide what your message is that you want to be able to promote, okay? And then you define your audience. So you get to decide by gender, by age, what location do you want to have see this? So you can pick by state or zip code or city. You can actually have this targeted to people with specific interests and hobbies, right? So think about what is that audience you want to promote to, and then you set your budget. You can start with as little as $5, and you decide how many days you want to run it for. You tie it to a credit card, and you can monitor this budget. You can monitor and see how the campaign is doing as it's going along. And when you're setting it up, you'll even be able to see what it looks like in a desktop news feed versus a mobile news feed versus a right column posting, a right column ad. So make sure that you're looking at how all of this will render on these various devices, and set that budget and duration and see how those campaigns do. I bet you'll be pretty surprised at what you'll be able to do for a very small budget. And part of the reason that you'll want to do this is, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but on Facebook, for example, 2% is the average size of your audience that's going to see any of your organic posts. So if you don't pay to boost a post out there or promote it, what's going to happen is you're going to have a lot less people actually seeing that post, and it all is tied to the Facebook algorithm. So this is part of the way Facebook makes their money, through these posts and these ads. So you'll want to think about carefully deciding, well, what is it that you want to promote? Maybe it's a special event that you're having or a special sale, and that might be worth paying some advertising dollars to actually get out into front of more eyes. So when you have that combination of email and social media, you're going to see more customer engagement, 73% more. You're going to see new customers, and you're also going to have more business referrals. So that combination is what's going to get you a lot further along in your online marketing strategies. So how are you going to use your social media to grow your lists? At the beginning, I was talking about that value of growing your list, thinking about that average price point that you have by the number of, multiplying that by the number of people that you have in your database. Think about that. That is the value of your list. You constantly want to grow it. So for example, here, even on Instagram, you can provide the sign-up link so that people will be able to sign up for your email list, and it'll connect directly to Constant Contact, and people will be able to sign up directly for your offers. Certainly on Facebook, you want to make sure that you are providing a sign-up link, a sign-up tab to your Facebook page. And this all, by the way, this gets created in your Constant Contact account. You don't create this on Facebook. You go to your Constant Contact account, go to the Sign Up Tools tab, and creating this Sign Up tab for Facebook is one of the options that you will see. I guarantee you it will take you minutes, not even minutes, maybe 2 minutes at most to set this up. So it's well worth doing. And you can even include that Sign Up button on your Facebook page. So you can see that there a little bit on the upper right-hand side, just below the cover photo, there is that Sign Up button. Definitely within a post, even on Pinterest, for example. So this is a pin on a Pinterest board, and you can even include a sign-up link within a post. So every one of your pins can be linked somewhere. Why not create some pins that will allow people to actually sign up to be part of your list? Now, how can you use the metrics even in your regular email marketing that you're doing? So for those of you who are consistently getting some email marketing out there, and you've got your social media icons at the bottom of your email marketing piece, why not decide, well, what is, where are people tending to want to engage with us more? You can decide by seeing the metrics of who clicked which of those icons to decide which platforms are perhaps going to be the most effective for you. So for example here, they had more people clicking on the Pinterest and Facebook icons, so that might give them some ideas for how to leverage those platforms even more. If they see that they only had those 2 clicks, for example, on Instagram, this might be a time to make some decisions. If they don't get a lot of clicks on that over, say, a couple of months of sending out, maybe 3-6 months of sending out email campaigns, if they still continue to get really low clicks on Instagram, that might not be the best platform for them if that's the platform that's just not getting a lot of business. So you want to make sure that you're engaging on the platforms that make the most sense for your audience. So you can definitely do this. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. You can even use tools such as Hootsuite to be a social media dashboard, if you will, that will allow you to decide in advance what some of those posts are that you want to get out there, create those posts when you have a little bit of downtime, and then those posts will be released at the date and time that you designate. So you can have that dashboard that's going to allow you to connect in. It's free to use for up to 3 platforms that you want to manage. So if the only thing your business has is LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter, for example, you can definitely manage those 3 on Hootsuite without even having to pay to use it. So something to consider. So definitely make sure that you get back to writing those goals, have a very clear call to action that you want people to take within your email marketing, within your social media posts, and then measure those results. Because if you're not measuring the results, and every one of these platforms, including your email marketing, will give you the metrics, right? So you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of all of those metrics and understanding them and reading them. So I mentioned that there's going to be a special offer that's going to be coming as a follow-up email today. I'll be sending you the slides. I'll be sending you the webinar recording, and I'm wondering if anybody has any questions at this time before we sort of close things out. Was there something you were hoping I would be able to answer for you on this webinar today that I haven't been able to do? Go ahead and type it into your chat box, and I will be glad to answer that question for you. In case you think of a question afterward, certainly you can email me, maria@theprospectfinder.com. You can also connect with me on Twitter, on Facebook, really on all the social channels there. But if you want to direct a specific question to me, might be easiest to do it on Facebook or Twitter. As I said, I hope all of you got great value on this today. I'll be sending out the email offer that's going to be valid for today. And I wish you all a great weekend and hope that you have great success in all of your marketing efforts going forward. Thanks so much for being with us today.